See, we were not victims of that situation. Yeah, we took a little pain, but it didn't keep us from going back out and trying again. And that's what we got to do. When somebody harms you, either emotionally or physically, I think of it a situation also in Belgium when I was building this model out of toothpicks. And I was standing there, laying on the floor, sitting there laying on the floor. I was sitting there laying on the floor with these toothpicks spread around, building this little model. All of a sudden, I get up, I stand up, I start walking towards the door, boom! I step on a toothpick that goes halfway into my foot. So I fall to the ground, yell for Melissa, please help. And that's the situation it was in. It's similar to the bar scene. Like, we could have ran away and never gone back out. Similarly, this toothpick is in my foot. I could break it off at the surface, learn to hobble, and just let it be. Or I got to get that toothpick out. You got to get rid of the pain. You got to get rid of the hurt so you can go on living your life. So I remember Melissa, like a little surgeon, trying to pull this toothpick out of my foot. But every time she'd pull, it would just splinter. Now this went on for about 30 minutes, and I was in agony. It was terrible. So we had to call in for reinforcements. Her mom comes upstairs with a bottle of some cheap Russian vodka, which was strange because she doesn't drink. She's never drank, so I was like, what's she doing with that bottle of vodka? She hands it to me and says, this is your medicine. We're going to get this toothpick out of your foot. So all of a sudden, I'm just slamming this cheap vodka, and it's going down like water. I mean, I didn't realize how thirsty I was, right? So I'm just sitting there, and they're both down there just pulling little slivers out of my foot. Another 30 minutes goes by. They finally get the last sliver out. I look at the bottle. It's halfway finished. I don't know how that happened, but either way, we put some Neosporin on it, put some rubbing alcohol, did all the stuff that we need to do to the foot. I go to bed. I wake up the next morning. My foot is throbbing. My head is throbbing. And I have to make a choice. I'm looking at that model. I got to get back to finishing it because it's due later that day. So I get back on the floor and I finish the model. And I stare at that bottle of vodka. I don't finish that. That's a little too much. But it would have been a better story if I would have finished that vodka, but I didn't do it. I got to tell the truth. But either way, the moral of the story is when you get hurt, you have to pull the toothpick out completely in order to heal. You can't run from pain. If something happens, recover from it. That's what life's about.